You've raised a question that I want to just take an extra minute on because it's so important. And I don't really know whether our form of government is ideal at all in terms of solving the problem you describe. We have solved at one time. In World War II, we took a country that was semi-limping along, and we found ourselves in a world war. And what we did in a world war is we brought a bunch of people to Washington at $1 a year, whether it was Sidney Weinberg or Goldman Sachs, you just name them. And we gave them enormous power to reorient the resources of the United States to face the problem that they faced, which was to create a war machine. And what they did was they found Henry Kaiser, and told him to build ships. And they went to the Ford Motor Company and said, "You build tanks and some airplanes." And they reordered the industrial enterprise of the United States in a way that was unbelievable because they had the power of the federal government and they had the ingenuity of American business and they had the facilities of American business, and it led to a very successful outcome. But can we do that in a peacetime where you've got 50 states and you have to get them to cooperate and you don't have anyone that you can issue orders, but you can't designate where the capital goes at the other end? And we try and do it with tax incentives and all of that sort of thing, but we haven't created the unity of purpose and the machinery that worked in World War II, where essentially everybody felt their one job was to win the war, and we figured out how to use our industrial capacity to, in effect, defeat the Axis powers. And how do you recreate that with the present democratic system? I'm not sure I know the answer, but I sure know the problem. And I think that if you can think of if you've got an emergency on your hand, you really need to re-engineer the energy system of the United States. I don't think you can do it without something resembling the machinery, the urgency, whatever. The capital is there. Yeah. The people are there. The objective is obvious, and we just don't seem to be able to do it in a peacetime where we're used to following a given set of procedure, and China, you've got one country, and we've got 50 states, and we got a whole different system of government. That we should be up to the test, but so far it hasn't worked. So thank you for the question.